So, pretty excited about the new tow car. It's a V6 Ford Ranger, and I really like all the bits that Ford have updated to make this ute better at towing. So, we're going to give you our first impressions of this popular tow car, and then go through all the towing features and see how it performs for us. If you've just joined us, we are Kiwi Wanderers, Greg, Sandy and Holly the dog, touring around New Zealand in our lovely Jayco Silverline. We try and put out regular videos on where we go and some of the cool stuff that we add to the van. And this is one of our tech tip videos. Now, both Sandy and I love doing these videos, and we also love coffee. So, if you do get something out of this video, feel free to buy us a coffee. Right, into it. So, obviously, the reason we changed our tow car was to get the colour matching right. I mean, feng shui is very important, and a silver tow car with a white van, oh no. We all know, happy wife, happy life. But seriously, it has got a lot of good features in my opinion. So it has 9 specific towing additions our old Ranger didn't have. Number 1, selectable trailers. So when you connect the trailer, it asks you to select which trailer is attached, and you can set up different trailers so for us, we will have our trusty Jayco and our not so trusty boat bungs in. You add some measurements to each trailer, and that gives you blind spot monitoring, and then you set different brake controller settings so when you connect, the brake controller goes to the right setting. But a good thing, I reckon, for me, is it gives you your fuel economy while you're towing each of the trailers. And this is a great feature, as before, if you really want to get your fuel economy, you had to remember to push the fuel economy reset button in every trip, and yeah, whereas now it's doing it for you automatically. I also, because I think the litre per 100 number will be quite a bit lower for the boat, I'll be able to show Sandy how much I'm saving her by having a boat. I'm not sure how that'll go, but anyway, it's a feature I've not seen on other similar vehicles. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Number 2, brake controller. It's built in. So this is a thing, if you've ever purchased a new tow vehicle and you're towing a heavier vehicle, you have to have a brake controller. And to set up a brake controller can be maybe $1,000 sometimes. So it's a big saving. And as I said, the trailers can be set up with different figures for different brake controller settings. Only really a good bonus if you plan to use this vehicle to tow. Ford are definitely thinking of us towticians. Number 3, trailer checklist. Now, we have a launch list to make sure we have everything right before we launch off into the highway. But Ford have introduced a basic checklist to run through before you tow. A great addition, and once again, they are thinking of us towticians. Oh, and this checklist is also available on your phone through the Ford Pass app. Number 4, trailer light check. So this is a good one. So I use this every single trip, and you just set it going, and it goes through all the lights in sequence 5 times, I think. What I used to do was jam a block of wood on the brake and put the hazard lights on and the tail lights and wander around. Now this does it for me while I'm doing my walk around. You can even activate it from the Ford Pass app, so I don't have to go into the car. Don't get me started on the Ford Pass app. I think there's some fantastic features there. Now, I think it is essential to check all your trailer lights before every trip, and this feature just makes it so easy. Number 5, tow ball camera. So it has several views when you're in reverse, and one of these views is directly over the tow ball. So yeah, I use this one every time we hook up, and once again, only useful if you're a totician. Number 6, trailer sway control. So it has a sway control that's activated when the trailer is connected. So our Jayco has sway control built in, which is great, and it has been useful a couple of times when we've got into a sway situation, straightening up the trailer. But the boat has no anti-sway fitted, so it's good to know that at least the ute will try and correct the sway situation. Hopefully I'll never get to use it, and that would be great. Number 7, selectable tow mode. So this is definitely something the old Ranger didn't have. Mind you, I did have the Ultimate 9 throttle controller and used to modify that for towing, but this is a bit more than that. In towing mode, the trans changes to 4A, which is automatically changes between the front and the rear drive depending on what situation you're in. Also, you can select the gears you don't want to use in the 10-speed transmission. Usually you select 10th and 9th, I think they're the overdrive gears. I have been doing this, and in time I'll see if it makes any difference to fuel economy. Ooh, that might be another video, fuel economy. Number 8, trans temp. Okay, so if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know I'm a big fan of monitoring the transmission temperature. I've done a few videos on this subject. Anyway, being in the motor trade all my life, I've seen so many transmissions killed through overheating. And if you don't have a transmission temperature gauge, you don't even know you're overheating the transmission until it starts misbehaving badly. And then your mechanic gives you one of those bad phone calls. So I was so glad to see that the trans temp gauge in this vehicle. I tow with this gauge in view all the time. I have connected my 4Scan app on the phone to the new Ranger to see just exactly what the temperatures are in this gauge and what it's actually showing. Big plus for me. I haven't seen too many other vehicles on the market that have this. Now, I think the Colorado does, and maybe the Amarok. Big plus anyway, and more kudos to Ford for thinking of us toticians. Number 9, blind spot monitoring. Okay, so really didn't know whether this would make much difference. As I said, when you connect up a trailer, you get to select the trailer length and width, and of course the default brake controller setting. And then the Ford blind spot monitoring displays the little blind spot warning in your mirror for blind spots at the back of the trailer. Now, yeah, I didn't think this would be much use, but it is really good when you get that impatient motorist that sneaks up and attempts that risky overtaking maneuver coming up to a blind corner. We've all been there. Anyway, this little orange light just makes that dickhead maneuver a little bit less of a surprise. So there you go. That's the towing add-ons that have been added to this vehicle. In my opinion, all pretty good in my opinion. But of course I'm biased because we have the Ford Ranger and everybody favours the vehicle they own. It's human nature. Now, if there are some experienced towticians out there and they know of other vehicles with these add-ons or other enhancements, please make a comment down below. We have only towed with this ute for about 1,000 kilometres, but I love it. It's very smooth and comfortable, way more comfortable than the old PX3, which is for sale. I'm really impressed that the Ford guys have decided to add these features, focusing on us towticians. Now, there will be a lot more experienced next-gen Ranger owners out there, and if you know of additional features that I haven't mentioned, probably haven't discovered yet, then please let me know in the comments below so that we can share the knowledge with everybody. I mean, that's why I do these videos. It's really too early to make a decision on whether this is going to be the perfect tow car. It has plenty of power, but the fuel economy might not be as good as the old Ranger. Not sure. I like all the tech stuff in it, but that's just me. So we'll give it a few months before we decide that this is the best tow car out there. So stay tuned. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and push the like button. It's free and it really helps the channel grow. We do have some other cool videos coming up. I'm especially excited about our new tow hitch. See how that performs. Righto. Thanks for watching. Catch you out there. Ooh, I've got a coffee stain on my new ute.